All right, let's jump right in and get a look at these. Hey, what's up, everybody? Paul here, Left Coast Model Car Builds. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a good week. So I got some good feedback there from a little video I did Tuesday, kind of talking about the stalled projects, what's on the bench. And a friend of mine asked, I mentioned briefly, building, how I got started, getting into some of the stalled stuff. And I mentioned, having some old stalled projects and mentioning, pops and helping with some stuff. And he asked if I can elaborate a little bit on that. So, growing up, I've mentioned pops did auto body paint work, done some really cool stuff where you have to be really meticulous. Then you do stuff like when we're doing my truck, the Chevy. I mean, obviously you put your best effort in, but you're like, well, it's mine, So anyhow, doing the models, pops can be very meticulous as well. He looks at stuff and little things can throw him off. Where for myself, if it's being built to go on the shelf, little things don't bother me as much. Of course, I want it to come out as good as possible, but little things won't throw me off as if I was building something specifically for a contest or someone. So when I was younger, Pops, he had his stash of models before I was ever into the hobby. And I mean, it was just as a kid seeing all these and growing up with the real cars, it was like, oh man, this is awesome. This will be fun. I built a few snap kits here and there, but nothing ever really piqued the interest until whatever it was one day, seeing the stash of models. And at that point I was kind of into looking at car magazines and stuff, so the ideas just started spinning and I was like, wow, this would be awesome. He brought home, I think that week, it was the first was it Car Modeler and Scale Auto Enthusiast magazine, and just seeing what people were doing out there was awesome. And granted, at this point I was probably in, gosh, I'm gonna say about 6th grade. I was in the 12, 13-year-old range. So anyways, like anything, we had our kits that we would work on. A couple of exotic series monogram stuff, because back then, I was really intrigued with the, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and stuff. I thought those were really cool. Had an AMT IROC Z. Those were one of my favorite cars, back in the about 89, 90 era, 88, 89. And we had some other stuff. One I actually came across the other day, which we'll do something on that one day, but that's another story. So as I started building more, my patience in general, were nothing like his, especially as a, 12, 13-year-old. So there were projects we'd kind of work on together. And then in the meantime, probably to keep me out of his stash, he would come home with just a current, AMT kit. Say, here, go ahead and work on this while I'm gone. And then when I get home, let me know if you have questions. We'll go over it then. So there were kind of like two phases of building. There was stuff that he'd just kind of turn me loose on, and then stuff that him and I would do together. Stuff that him and I did together, as I mentioned, some of it was probably way beyond what I probably should have even been trying then, but it was very fun. And like I said, I think the oldest project I have is the 51 Fleetline with the chop top. I don't have it here in front of me now. I don't, it's put away, but that's definitely one I want to go back and finish. And then after that, there's, couple of other projects we kind of messed around with together. I think one or two were the old original AMT styling kits. One was a 57 Bel Air that's got it's all shaved. It's got the custom front and rear piece, and it's sitting in, I think, DP. Was it DP90? I think it's sitting in somewhere, and that's another one I'd like to finish. Then we've got some of the 49 Fords and stuff, but that's kind of what I meant, was just growing up, I was very fortunate to have someone that could show me all that stuff. But it was kind of his way too of, you know, we would work on some stuff together that was, you know, really fun, really cool. And then I think he would come home and say, hey, here's this AMT 64 Impala, knock yourself out, to keep me out of his stuff. So anyhow, that's kind of what I was getting at there. You know, absolutely, you know, my pops, love his builds, respect him as, you know, obviously not just my father, but his builds, just beautiful stuff. And that's what we're going to look at. I briefly showed you a couple as I was going through organizing some stuff. Found 3 of them that I have not seen in years. One being the Dodge here, the Lindbergh that he did. This was part of the group build, similar to the Passion Purple one I did. His has the interior, did a 2-tone flocking job on there and stuff, really cool. And then the 65 Pontiac, which, if I recall, this started as one of the Prestige kits, and a lot of body work there and smoothing it, blocking it, making sure it's, you know, straight, being a dark blue pearl. Wired the engine, nothing too crazy, and then did some work up here, which probably wouldn't do again on this kind of curbside style, but where the axle would have went here, put it in, glued it, clipped it, then on the inside here, he actually took and bondoed in there, so when you do, if you were to take the hood off, you won't even see where the axle would have been or anything. It's all smooth, kind of finished off the wheel wells and stuff in there. So really nice, really cool. This was, I believe, his first build as he got back into the hobby. And then one of my absolute favorites is the Candy Green Predicta. You got Candy Green over Orion Silver, a little bit of fade work in here, flat pan to get it nice and low. You got the fat whites, chrome wheels, the knockoffs, some green flocking in here, green accents on the seat. Just a beautiful build. So, as I said the other day, I'm going to go ahead and get these under a little better lighting. Still not exactly happy with the box. You don't get the true colors, and that's what I'm still looking for, is something I can put them under and get the actual colors. I don't know how to explain it. If I use my phone, if I use my camera, like the Snapchat camera with the drawing a blank here, the flash on, you pick up the candy, the pearls, but all these other lights, I mean, they look good, but you're really not getting the full effect. So I gotta do some looking on that. But anyways, just want to let you guys know also, I appreciate all the support, the comments, you know, get emails from folks. Shop cards, I think we're about ready to probably do the second round of shop cards. I think I've got one left, which as of now I'll probably keep for myself, because I don't know if I'll order any more of that original design. Might order a few just to have on hand, but gonna do round 2, the next phase. So working on a little different design on that, and hopefully have those here sometime, relatively soon. But those are always fun. So appreciate all the people that reached out for trades or asking for those. Very cool. I'm glad you guys enjoy the content, the channel, and, you know, wanted a shop card. Very cool. I know I love all mine. I just got to find a place to actually get them up. I've got them all stacked up together right now. So appreciate the likes, the subs, shares, comments. Check out the page supporters. Really cool folks. Great stuff. And with that, hang tight. I'm going to go ahead and get the light box up and check out all 3 of these builds. So give me a second. We'll be right back. All right, so this is one of the Lindbergh. I believe it was a 64 Dodge. Similar to the Passion Purple one I had, this is House of Colors True Blue Pearl. You've got 2-toned flocked interior on the seats, the carpet, whereas my purple one did not have an interior. It was just, you know, the wheels slammed down, blacked out windows. You can kind of see here, it's got the interior done. It does have the flat pan, sorry about that. just as the purple one did. Let's see here. I believe the wheels on this were also from Pegasus Hobbies. Let's see if we can adjust the light here. See if it doesn't make a ton of difference. So anyways, fun build. You know, this is something that, again, it was in a box tucked away in the shed. So this is the first time probably it's been out in, oh man, gosh, we're in 2004, 20 years, somewhere in there. So really cool though. It'll look great sitting on the shelf. Let's see there. So definitely a fun kit though. Looking at these kind of makes me want to build one here eventually. Maybe a fully detailed one. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump on to the next one. Give me a second. All right, so now we've got the Monogram Predicta. Absolutely love the way this came out. So it's got a slight kind of fade paint job. So what we did here is you've got the candy organic green with an Orion silver base. And you can see slightly where the green's been shaded. And you can see some of the lighter, a little bit of the darker areas. You've got some green flocking in there to go with the white interior. Seats have the candy green along the edges. But just a really glad I found this one. This is just love it. One of my favorite ones to look at. Love the way it came out, the color. And there's actually another body here, the first one we started, that might be worth finishing. But anyhow, definitely one of my favorites right here. Absolutely love this. Yeah, I love the big white walls, chrome wheels, got the knockoffs. Just beautiful. And this is just, you know, a lot of cleaning up the body, smoothing stuff out, taking the time to make it nice and straight. Get all the seams out, flash. And again, that's House of Colors, Candy Organic Green over Orion Silver. And that time may have had a Sickens Clear laid down over it. All right, give me a second here and we'll get the Pontiac. All right, and here's a look at the 65 Pontiac. So what's really cool about this is this was, I believe, the first model Pops did as he got back into the hobby. I guess when I drug him back into it. I believe this was the first or second one he did getting back into it. A lot of body work on this, cleaning it up. Taking out the emblems, the door handles. A lot of little stuff here. Really nice blue indigo pearl. Just a simple black interior. Engine's really simple, just some plug wires. Nothing fancy on the bottom. What he did do that was interesting on this, though, where the metal axle would go through the front, he actually got it set, glued it in place, and then cut the axle, used some filler, some Bondo, cleaned up the engine bay area so that you didn't have the axle running through there, or the holes. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, really nice. Yeah, very cool to have found this. I have not seen this in years. So this was really cool to have found. So I hope you guys enjoyed the look at these 3 finds. Like I say, I haven't seen them in years myself. So it's really cool to be able to clean these up and get them back on the shelf in a case. So otherwise, hope you guys are having a good day, a good week. And we'll see you tomorrow with the Throwback Thursday. Make sure you check out our page supporters. Appreciate all the comments, likes, subs, shares. All means a lot. I enjoy reading them. Glad you guys are enjoying the content. And we'll catch you guys later.